Hello and welcome. This is Eagle Eye 621, and today I'm going to be showing you how to punch through barrier blocks in survival. Now, what you see behind me is a nice island, which might be nice to start a base in. As you can see, we're on my bedrock breaking world, but as we fly towards the island, you will see that we get stuck, and there are some outlined boxes that are otherwise invisible. And what you're looking at right here are barrier blocks. You can only see them when you're holding one in your hand. Now, these blocks can't be mined, they can't be blown up, you can't really do much with them. And if you are in survival, normally you would just kind of be stuck here, unable to get to that island. And this is a block you can't even get in the pick a block menu. So if we search for the barrier block, you can see that's not a spelling error. You can't actually get one. You need to do a /give command in creative. I'm going to actually show you two ways how to get through this. One's a little bit easier than the other if you can come at it from above. If not, it'll be a little bit harder. These are the materials that we're going to need to get through here. This is the setup. This is the more complicated setup from above. The other one, you can actually save a couple of these materials. These are just some things to have while you're in survival. And this does not work 100% of the time, so you will need some extra TNT. I'll make myself a copy of those really quick. And then do note that this same technique also works on these other impossible or creative mode blocks. You can use that to destroy structure blocks or command blocks. Can also destroy end portal flames and bedrocks as well. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to pick a spot, and you can see that there is a barrier block right there, and this is the one I'm going to want to destroy. So I'm going to put a piston on it so that it's facing away from that block. We're going to put obsidian on one side and a block of redstone on the other. We want to put a full solid block. I'm going to use some smooth stone right here so that we have a place that we can put something in a moment. We're going to want to put a block on top of that redstone block with a trapdoor. And then these two aren't strictly necessary, but they do make it more consistent if you put those along like that. And you're going to want to come in here and compress yourself with this trapdoor. Now, if you have an auto clicker, this works a little bit better. If not, if you click on your options and then your controls, you can scroll down and rebind this key. This is the use item place blocks. You click on it and you can make it a different key, and then you can hold down that key in order to have a sort of bootlegged spam clicker. Or if you're very fast on the click or have an auto clicker, just use the normal. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to put a piece of TNT right here, and then you're going to want to take your piston and target like this. So you're aiming for this corner of the block, but you also want to have the angle so that you're putting it in the opposite direction of this piston. Now, it doesn't work 100% of the time, but let's give it a try, and let's also do this in survival so you can see this does work in survival. And you can also see that I'm not wearing any armor. There's no shield. I'm not going to take any damage, but in survival you want to wear armor in case you place this wrong anyways. So we're going to drop that, and then we're going to spam click in this corner. And you can see it's facing towards the barrier block, which means in this particular case it didn't work. Switch back into creative mode so you can see. So let's try again. I said it's not 100%. We're going to put that redstone block back. We're going to put the stone block back. We're going to come back up here and put our trapdoor as well as the additional stone. And let's compress ourselves. Again, let me switch back to survival and see if it works the second time. And it is facing away, which means it did actually work. So I'm just going to stay in survival. I'm going to put a block underneath it so that when we break this and we put a trapdoor just like that, we can escape through this hole and make our way over to that island. Now, you can see when I grab the block, again, we do have a hole right there. So that is a hole in the barrier wall. Put that back, and I'm going to show you how to do this from the other direction as well. Now, when you're doing it from above, so let's say you want to have this block right here, we're going to put a piston on that block facing away again. We're going to put the redstone block on one side and the obsidian on the other. And then we need to have this one block just like this, so that this is where our TNT will go. But the way that you do it in survival from below, I'll go back into survival again, is you're going to come underneath and you're going to place your TNT along this edge that is the left side in this particular example, because that's on the side of the redstone block. You're going to put it on the left side of the arm, which is going to place it right in this block, and then you're going to aim for this corner. So this right here, but again, you want to have it at the correct angle so it's facing in the other direction. So let's try that again, and again, I'm still not wearing any armor. So you can see this is not going to kill me. Place that, and then this actually worked first time because the piston is facing in the correct direction. So when we destroy this block, you will see that we can place something in line with that wall. I'm going to switch back to creative mode again, so you can see that it is in line with that barrier wall, and we do have a hole in this barrier wall. We did destroy that barrier block, and we did so in survival. Now, as I said, the same technique also works with these other blocks, and if you're going to need to destroy something from above, so if you have, for example, this bedrock, and you want to punch a hole down, I'm going to link you back to this other bedrock breaking video that is a different technique to go straight down instead of going sideways. Let me also give a shout out to, I apologize for butchering this name, Mr. Red Minotaur. And that person asked in the comments of that other video if the technique from that bedrock breaking video worked with barrier blocks. And of course it does, but typically you're going to come across these barrier blocks in a wall where you're going to walk into them, not from above. So this is how you would turn that device sideways. If you liked this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. If you found it interesting, maybe even share it with one of your friends. And for more videos like this, do be sure to subscribe.